What's going on, everybody? My name is Paul. Welcome back to the Basketball Show. I found a pretty interesting clip, which I'm going to play for you in just a second. And this is Pat Riley talking about Michael Jordan in a way that I've never heard any other player or coach or anybody else talk about LeBron James. I've never heard anybody say these words, especially a Hall of Fame coach like Pat Riley. It blew my mind to hear him say that. And this happened after the 1997 NBA playoffs when the Chicago Bulls beat the Miami Heat in the playoffs 4-1, pretty much easily. And it's kind of surprising because the Heat ended that season with a record of 61 wins and 21 losses. And the Chicago Bulls, yes, they had a better record for that season at 69-13, almost 70 games again. But everybody thought with Miami being the second team in the East, they would put up a little bit more of a fight. Now, I'm just looking here at the roster for that season for the Miami Heat, and you're looking at Tim Hardaway, 20 points a game. You're looking at Jamal Mashburn at 13.4 points a game. You're looking at Alonzo Mourning, 19.8, pretty much 20 points a game. Dan Marley, 10.8, 11 points a game. You got Sasha Danilovic at 11. You got Bashan Leonard, who was a marksman from 3 at 12.3. And Bashan Leonard was a good defender. PJ Brown is on that team, great defender. Alonzo Mourning, one of the top defenders ever. You got Dan Marley, one of the top defenders ever, who played against Mike, and Bashan Leonard defended Mike in that series. There was a lot of good players on this team, and they just were able to win one game in that playoff series. They lost to the Bulls 4-1 in 1997. You can check that stuff out. Series stats. That's Eastern Conference Finals. Eastern Conference Finals, Chicago won this by 4-1. I mean, Chicago beat them in game 1. Chicago beat them in game 2. Chicago beat them in game 3. Then Miami was able to pull out 1. And then Chicago won game 5. Michael Jordan averaged 30 points a game in that series, and Scottie Pippen 17. They were the only two averaging double digits. Now, if you look at Miami Heat, you got Tim Hardaway, 17, Alonzo Mourning, 16, Jamal Mashburn, 12.8, and then you got just below 10 points for Bashan Leonard, Dan Marley at 5, Isaac Austin at 8.2. But they were a good defensive team. I mean, this was no joke. Now, let me tell you one more thing, because I'm going to look at 1996-97 season defensive rating. Miami Heat was number 1. They were the best defensive team in the NBA that season. The best. Chicago Bulls were 4. New York Knicks were number 2. Miami Heat was number 1. And they got just hammered by Chicago. And now I'm going to show you that clip that what Pat Riley said, or let you listen to that clip. I can't show it due to copyright reasons, but I'm going to let you listen to this. And there is Michael Jordan speaking, there is Phil Jackson speaking, and then there is Pat Riley talking. So take a listen, and I'll get back to you in a second.
Well, I really enjoyed the fact that Mourning scored one field goal out there. That was the last field goal of the game, of course.
Can you talk about the job you guys did on Alonzo Mourning? Only one measly three-pointer in waning minutes.
He did it on himself. We didn't do nothing. He just talked himself out of the game.
I don't think anybody's going to win again until Michael retires. I just don't, That's the way it goes.
I plan on being around for a little while,
Now, after listening to that, let me know. Have you heard anybody from the NBA since 2004 say anything even remotely close to what this Hall of Fame Pat Riley NBA coach said about Michael Jordan? Have you heard anybody say anything similar about LeBron James? I mean, let me know, because I haven't heard anybody. I mean, I've heard people say that they were afraid of Jordan, that they couldn't sleep for knowing that they're playing Jordan the next day. And you get a coach like Pat Riley, who's a Hall of Fame, probably one of the best coaches ever in the NBA, and now one of the best GMs in the NBA with the Miami Heat. And you got this guy, and he just comes out and says, until Michael Jordan retires, I don't think anybody else will be able to win a championship until this guy is gone. Like, those kinds of words, that kind of a statement is just unprecedented. I mean, I've never heard anybody else be talked about in that way. I've never heard anybody. I mean, it's just insane. Very, very surprising. Michael, you know, when you look at Michael's career, yes, he played a total of 15 seasons, including the Washington years and things like that. He won 6 titles, and you might say, okay, so he won 6, lost 9. But the whole point with Michael Jordan is not looking at the time that he took off. Once he got to the top and he was at the top of his game, ready for the season, prep for a full season and all that, he never lost. When he won in 1991, he won in 1992, he won in 1993, nobody was able to win. The only reason you had somebody else win, like the Houston Rockets, was because Michael Jordan was out of the NBA. When he came back with 17 games remaining. He lost to the Orlando Magic in that playoff. But he didn't have an NBA body. He had a baseball body. He had baseball conditioning. He wasn't ready for that season. He wasn't the 100% top Michael Jordan. But when you had him come in the offseason after that, prep the way he wanted to prep, there was nobody else stopping that guy the next season. That's why the Bulls had 72 wins the next season. And Michael was a main driver of that. And he was just on top of his game. Once he got to the top, and he wasn't old or beat up or bad knee like with the Wizards and all that other stuff, with his regular team, the Chicago Bulls, nobody, and I mean nobody, was able to beat him. That's why Pat Riley made that statement. And that's an unprecedented statement because I've never heard anybody talk like that about Kobe. I never heard anybody talk like that about LeBron James. And that just proves it even further that Michael Jordan is just, there is no comparison to Mike, period. No LeBron, no Kobe, no anything. They're number 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s, but only number 1 is Michael Jordan. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.